Hello again. This is the Watering Man. Now this is Spiritual Toolbox. I'm not sure it's I'm headed into John chapter 4 verse 38, but I'm going to do some little break it up some. Okay, this one is going to be on the very first word in there, ego. See, this is God speaking here. Okay, not the carnal mind. There's a duality in this. I'm going to express something, and it's going to be I think I'm going to title it as you resonate with the swing of God in the storms of your life. Throughout your life, as you're swinging along, God will give the increase. Okay, all right, increase it to His righteousness. See, because you got to pick. There's a red way of thinking, your own way. Then me, myself, and I, the good and evil way. Both good and evil way. The red way, the Adamic way of thinking. And there's the green way, God's way of thinking. And you're in duality. You were subjected to the vanity, that hopelessness. Not willingly, but in hope. So that hope can be built into confidence in God as He's bringing you out. As you greenlight Him, agree emphatically in hot pursuit with God, He'll bring you out. Okay, I'm going to break this down a little bit. Show you. Just in this first word, it's just triggering me. My Father, You said You would do great things to me, speak through me. Let's do it. I'm not a chicken. Afraid. No, I remember loud and clear. Right to the point when I was right, I said, you're gonna die. He doesn't know, and I'm in torment. They got me in ice a few times of different things. But they had me in stuff. Tell my parents, you're going to brace yourself, he's going to die, and blah, blah, blah. Gobble, gobble, gobble. They didn't know. God was telling me, don't worry about it. You'll not forget. Don't have to be anxious for it. It's not up to you to remember this stuff. I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to trigger things. I'm going to do great things through you. God's going to do it. That ego of God, not the ego of your own humanistic thinking. As we're going along through our life, we'll do these are the two arrows. One be starts out, this would be like the red arrow on top. Man, it's superior. My way of thinking is just it, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm 10 foot tall, bulletproof, or I'm a chicken shit coward, or I'll just doom and gloom, whatever. It's all negative. I'm getting beat down and I'm agreeing with it. Or I'm the greatest. I am the greatest. I exist as the greatest. Ooh, yuck. We're going to make an arrow out of this. Okay? I know it's not. It's just a finger. Okay, it's pointing away. You're pointing away. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, pointing away. Red way. And then here's the green way. Okay? God's way. I'm right, God's right. Starts out, we got our thinking on top of like a fraction. See, this little bit of this little crack right here, be a fraction. Our way, with its like each thought process, God magnifies it out. Remember this? Remember, God's going blowing that one thought process up there, going down to the protons, neutrons, then down to the quarks, the up and down quarks. He's picking it, he's dissecting it, he's examining it. God is dokimazo, not may prove. No, God's examining it, he's dissecting it, laying it out there. That's just hot fires, tribulation, pressures. It's calamities. Bringing up to getting ready to the operation time. If you agree with me, you'll get life. You agree with your own crap thinking, you'll get it's destruction. Huh? So to the flesh you reap destruction, so to the spirit you reap the life of the ages, Zoe life, the fullness of life in God. Now, God's examining up there, looking down at the quarks, and examining, really crank that baby up there to full blast, all the way down to the string, and showing you, I love you more than you know. I love you with a love that's beyond the mere description of words, and it's like a little lightning bolt. It's incompleted. It's a one-way love. Chav. God loves you beyond the mere description of words, right? Down at the tiniest of tiniest in his thought process, he's keeping examining it. We thought going down from in our mind, the deep to the deeper, down to that like an atom, deepest, down like to the thought process, but it's going down even deeper than that, down to the quarks, deeper, down all the way down to like a string. He's revealing his love as you can diligently seek him. He's purifying that gold, like that golden ore. It's all mixed up with the red way. Remember this arrow? The red way of thinking and the green way of thinking, right? And we got it on as double-mindedness. And a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Woo! You're like no gravity, no love of God. Woo! You don't have no strong nuclear force in there holding everything together in the center, in the nucleus of an atom either. Like in the nucleus of that thinking process either. The strongest force, God's love, holding you in there at the closest relationship to him. You got to go through a whole processing. And God's examining it, dissecting it. You think it would feel good if you like laid out there and God's dissecting everything? That's kind of what the storms are doing. But man, that suffering that you endure through that is nothing compared to the glory that you get. Just pick the green way, put God on top. So you start out with the me, myself, and I way of thinking is superior. The one on top is superior way. The one on top, it's done. We just bury it down here underneath all this dung. You know, you gotta dung your garden. Put poop, horse poop, cow poop, manure. I've seen my parents, I've seen my grandparents. We put fertilizer. It's just manure. The Indians, they took old fish out there and put it on it, that rot and stuff in the ground. It's manure thinking. Letting that stuff, just putting it on the ground. Manure thinking's on top. Red Adamic way. Your beast nature. What's a fish? The beast. What is the animal excrement come out? It's the beast nature in its worst form, right? You know, they eat like grass or whatever. Went through their system and out. They let it dry up a little bit. Man, we put this on the garden. That's some good stuff. Well, it fertilizes the ground. That's really not what you're wanting to eat, is it? You're not saying, man, that's the best. No, the good stuff is down in the ground. It's not even, you got to germinate that seed and let that whole, through that season, that all the way through that season, like usually from like a springtime up to like late summer, early fall, the harvest time. Coming through that, and it has to go through the whole cycle of the whole year. Like winter, spring, summer, fall, right? Coming through all the cycles. That would be like one day in your earthly thinking. How many days was Jesus in the belly of the earth? And then I'm speaking of us in our earth. 3 days, and then the fourth day, the harvest. Right? All right, now, all the way through here, we're just going to do a little bit on the first word. I think I can get through it. All right, But it's not necessary. Just get through it, man, first you can. Well, you can read that first part of this, about a second or two. But what are you getting? Diddly squat. You're keeping it as bullshit on the top, or dog shit, or I don't know if they'd use dog shit as fertilizer. Could, I mean, I guess it fertilizes it if it poops in your yard, but it's all poop is poop. Your own humanistic poop is probably about worse than the animal poop. Smelly and all. Ooh. Look down in the bottom of an outhouse, an old time outhouse. Oh my goodness. You want to eat that stuff? That's what you're doing if you're partaking in these storms when God's heating it up there, dissecting and getting it out there. You want me to cut that stuff out for you? Chop it out? You want me to skim it out? It's ready now. This part right here, all the way down, the deep in your mind, down to a thought process, the deeper, all the way down to like an inside the atom, down to like the protons, neutrons, deepest. It's going down deeper, my child. I gotta look at this a little closer. Right down in there to the up and down quarks. They're the same size as the electrons, approximately in the natural. Natural's first, and it teaches about the spiritual. Now let's go, Rick. Let's crank this bad boy up. There's magnifying glass. Right? Remember that one thought process we just put like he's cranking it up like from Earth to Alpha Centauri. The diameter and the whole area of that. You put all them little bitty things like a plunk length size. That's been divided up like into little grains of sand. Be like 1 millimeter in diameter. There would be little balls, 1 millimeter diameter. There would be in that from the Earth to Alpha Centauri, 4.3 light years, about. It would be like something like 35,300 million trillion, or e to the 18th power. Remember that decimal point 18 times out there. God, dog. And that many grains of sand. Now God's going, man, let's really crank it up. Go down to the quarks. Okay, man, let's go way down. Let me show you a little bit of how much I love you. At the deepest thing, that you way beyond anything you could even possibly understand. And that's just a natural thing there. The spirit is way deeper than that. God loves you beyond the mere description of words. It's a lightning bolt. Incompleted. As you greenlight God, you choose this red way's on top and the green way. Superior, inferior. Keeping it buried down in the earth. Germinate that thing. Flip it upside down. I'm going to turn my hand back over. But this one's the green way. God, you're green emphatically in hot pursuit with God. You're growing. That growing season, it's been germinating. And it's going to, you keep growing and stuff, it's going to come up, that plant's going to come up through the ground and it's going to start its working. But it's going to take a time. You can't jump the line, big traffic jam. You can't jump out of the line and zoom up there and, man, I'm just all of a sudden, I'm going to be up there bearing the best, the ripest fruit you ever did saw. Ever did see? Because if you're doing that, you're really a dummy. You know, this is the best stuff you ever did saw. Right. Shooting yourself in the foot. Man, it really feels good. It's the best thing you ever did saw, right? Right. So your foot, speaking of your walk, the way you live, the way you exist, this is no how you do it. They can't even speak it right. Instead of being like the little kid in the classroom, paying attention to the teacher, God, Jesus, right there with him. You see me, you see the Father. This is the way you do it. This is the way, the truth, of the life. You got to do it the same way. As you pay attention to that, not looking out here doing it out your own ways out on the playground, kicking the mother down, or swinging on the swing set, like here. Swinging on the swing. Now, you're either resonating with God, The swing's going through here. Let's do this hand. The swinging. If you're resonating, you're going with it. If you're like pushing, like anybody ever have somebody swinging on a swing and then you push your little kid behind them, you push with them, and they swing up high. You can stop for a little bit. You don't want to go way up here. And all of a sudden the chains start jerking because they're going up too high, right? You gotta just keep going, keep at full swing so you're making as much gains as you can, agreeing into God. In fact, in hot pursuit, higher, daddy, higher. Yes. It only goes so much. If you go too hard, too hot, it's going to be an accident, right? God's going to increase you. But He's not going to put more on you than you can handle. Put more on you than you can handle. Hang on, kid. Whack! And they go up there and boom! How'd you break your neck? Oh, Dad was helping me on the swings again. Man! Man, that's a big one, Dad. You can do better than that. See, you're resonating. God won't put more on you than you can handle. But He'll increase it so you got a good swing going on there. Daddy God. Alright, now, so you're resonating along with the swing, like in the swing of life, those storms and stuff coming, all the decisions and stuff you got to make. How many decisions do you have to make in a day? And they don't always have to be something really hard. Oh, that's a storm. But something like just making a decision, do I want to pick up this coffee cup and get a drink of coffee? Okay. Take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. It's kind of like a neutron in the nucleus of an atom. All the steps of a righteous man they're ordered by God. Right? Okay. No problem. You're checking it. Everything's going to you're pushing, going along with your swing. Some hard stuff comes in your life. Or you're going to go with the down quarks and the electrons and say, man, oh, woe is me. Like out there and outside the nucleus, out in that electron cloud. Oh, no. Or you're going to be inside. If it really ain't making a big difference to you, just agree with God. And it'll be like, because there's got to be down quarks and up quarks. Be like the negative electron, or not negative, neutrons, protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom, right? And then inside each one of them there's down spinning quarks and up spinning quarks. But in the proton, there's more up, like about a 2-to-1 ratio. Up, going higher, going to God's ways. Going the superior way. Right? What seems positive. Sometimes there's going to be something that seems like, I don't know. Or that's maybe a little bit not exactly what I want to do. Just spin down. Like, refraining. Well, I don't know about doing that. Kind of surrender it all, right? Up and down. Make those just the right proportion of protons and neutrons in the atom, right? Because the number of protons in that atom decides what makes up what element it is, right? Different types, different numbers of neutrons in that atom just changes the different isotopes of that same element. Okay? All right? God's got it all worked out. Now we're going on inside that. There's God's looking down in there. Make sure all your stuff's lined up. Your P's and Q's. Your I's, I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, right? Like you just take the English writing, okay? You're writing it. And T's, you gotta cross your T's, dot your I's. God's going down in there and make sure it's lining up. If it's not, you gotta flip and go God's way. God's superior, choose God's way. Green light God. So whenever that's swinging, You're going swinging through life. Let's use this little guy right here. Swinging through life. When you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's and you're going with God's way, it's going with the swing. The amplitude is going up, like pushing that little kid on the swing. Not more than you can stand, because it goes up, up. God's not going to do that to you. But as you agree with God, with all your might, emphatically in hot pursuit, you can't get it up there out of control. God's in control. You're just amplifying it. So you get as much as you can get out of this increase in the God. You're agreeing with God. If you're trying to go your own me, myself, and I way, here comes, it's going to swing back this way, and you go, oh, pow, or you're just standing still, boom. It's a wrecking ball. It's going to bust the heck out of your building, mess your temple all up. You're not just out right in the head, are you, buddy? Right? Now, we're going down deep inside your mind, inside thought process, deeper, down to the atom. Single thought process. Oh, deeper, right? Down to the proton, neutrons in the nucleus, held together by that strong nuclear force. God's love is the most powerful thing. But they know those four forces, right? Strong, weak nuclear forces, electromagnetism, and gravity. But it's all God. That's just four like phases or types. Then God's going down and showing the up and down quarters. Still ordered by God. Take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. Every little piece of that thought. Now, let's go on down, crank that bad boy up there, all the way down. Look at God's little lightning bolt, His love that's incompleted, that He put within you like a little seed. Down inside your earthly thinking, your fleshly thinking, where it's double-minded. Starts out red on top, all that manure thinking on top, and dirt, and all kinds of bullshit. Fertilizer. On your garden. Your mind. Down in there, He's planted all these seeds. His love, incompleted lightning bolts. Seeds. The seed of Christ. That limited portion of faith. It's not even utilized yet, but it's down in there. If you don't do nothing with it, when you die on this earth, that's the part that won't be destroyed. The rest of it's going to crap. It ain't going nothing. Going back to the earth from where it came. And the spirit, at whatever level, whatever rank, come back to the Father who gave it. If it's still just incomplete love, that's what you're stuck at. That's the level of existence you're stuck. Who did it? You got to work out your own salvation and deliverance with God. Let every man work out their own salvation. Every person. I'm not just saying men only. No. It's neither male or female in the spirit, right? We're coming back to God. But you got to green light God. So you got this red and green. You're in a duality. Germinate that seed. Put the green on top, God on top. The green tree, coming back to God. Yes, sir, Daddy, you're right. I agree. Go with the flow of that swinging. Push with the swing set. The little kid on the swing set. You. That thought process, if you will. Okay? And God will order those like up and down quarters, okay? Now He's going all the way down in there, showing that little bit of incompleted love that's way down in there and unbelievably deep. It's like a still small voice. Way down in there. No way you can hear, God don't even talk no more. No, you're just dull of hearing. You're a sleeper. Wake up, you're a sleeper! In other words, you dumbass. Because you can't speak in the love of God. You don't know nothing about that little lightning bolt down in there, do you? And I asked, ain't you still got your old carnal poop thinking arrow on the top, pointing the way. This is the way you go, because I think this way. Greenway, it's buried down in there. Germinate it, put the green on top. It's like 2 to the 0 power. It's a 1. Do it again. Keep going. Keep putting God first in all your ways. Green lighting God in all your ways. Right? And it'll go 1 to 2 to 4 to 8. Will grow up into a beautiful plant bearing much fruit, but it takes time. Don't jump the line and try to go, well, I got a better way. You got a better way than God. Do I need to say it? Dumbass. You're trusting in your own ass nature, and you're not speaking the love of God. You don't even know nothing about it. You're down here calling your own red ways, man, I love you, and you're intoxicated on your own dumbass donkey nature. I love you. Oh, can't even walk. You ever been so drunk you can't even stand up? Yeah. Vomiting, but it's not vomiting up your own beast nature. You're vomiting up God's nature. This stuff's inferior. So germinate it. God will come to the top. If I be lifted up, I'll draw them into me. Let's first speak about Jesus did show us the way, the truth, and the life. He's lifted up on the cross on that star rose, right? He suffered all things as a man. He took care of this thing in there. This is how you do it. He demonstrated it all for us so we can learn. He's the firstborn among many brethren. He's the anointed Messiah. Jesus, Jesus, I-E-S-O-U-S, 24:24 in the concordance of the Bible. Means Yahweh's salvation, not Jehovah. Jehovah in your timing. Take out those vowels. Go all the way back to the original. Y-H-W-H. No vowels. Not the law. Blah, 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 blah. That's Redway on top of it. You're taking your own time about getting that job. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's on Popeye. You can avoid you. Can't go that way. God won't be changed. He's giving you opportunity. You just believe in the old dumbass donkey nature. Hee-haw, hee-haw. You're saying, man, it says I love you. See, can't you hear it? Hee-haw, hee-haw. It's a snake biting you. Serpent nature. See it over here? It says, God says, bah. That's the parakeet. You're not hearing, like, to those that have an ear, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches that called out within you. You know you're not, that you are the temple of the living God. You're the temple, not some dumb building out here. We better buy more stuff and make this building better. We built this great temple. They took Jesus in there. Did it impress him? So all this stuff here, it's nice. Like my home, Denford building, they're great. But that's not what it's about. It's not this external outward observation. It's the kingdom of God is within you. Okay? Now, so we're swinging through life. Storms and every stuff. All kinds of decisions. If we're agreeing with God, we're going with the flow of the Spirit. We're maturing. 1 to 2 to 4 to 8. That red way's been put down here. It's decreasing, and God's on top. He's increasing. 1, 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. This big old ball is increasing. And all the way down in there beyond the atom, down past the protons, neutrons, down to the past the quarks, up and down quarks, all the way down to the string theory where it's a lightning bolt. That's God's love. And as we're agreeing with God, that swing, we're pushing with God. Not going our own red way and getting the wrecking ball treatment. think I'm going back to God. You're beating yourself up, destroying yourself. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I go down the drain. Get the idea? No. As we're swinging with God, He's bringing us up. And that little string down in there, God's love. Let's come back to a little bitty microscopic, like string size. There, it's like in the string theory. Ball. That's purified gold. That's God's nature. Zap! That thing's growing 1 to 2 to 4 days as you keep greenlighting God. Staying in God. Take every thought captive to the obedience of God. You put the green on top, God's way. Your stinking way down here. Chop it out, Daddy. Skim it out way up. So it's green light. You're pushing with the green light. Green light, green light. 2 arrows. You're going with the flow of God in those storms. You're not going, woe is me, pain, grief, and suffering. You're loving God. Living, loving. Ow, I'm loving God. Yes. Living, loving. Ow. I'm coming back into God. Yes. Now you're coming home to God. Up to His superior ways. You're being spaghettified. I'm about to run out of time. That's probably good enough on the first word. Okay? Thank you. Have a great day. Hit like, subscribe, comment, go over these things repeatedly. Let them resonate within your mind so you can resonate.